back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Tuesday. It is Barnes. It is Tony. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, dude. You know,
I thought we're not downtrodden today. That's what you were telling me.
Well, no, obviously, I mean, there's still so much, to look forward to, but obviously it was just a tough night in sports for me specifically last night. So, obviously you want to be a little downtrodden,
I don't know. I feel like you were acting a lot more positive when I walked in. I was the one almost being tight.
Well, you threw me off with the funeral comment. I was like, what? Oh my God, did he?
No. But you know what I mean. Honestly, I would say similar feel, completely different, but similar feel for you should be like when the Mets lost Game 1 of the World Series. Same exact thing, honestly, because you're right there.
Yeah,
it just completely chunked it.
No, I mean, I agree with that, and I mean. No, yeah, I mean it is tough. It's just that funeral comment did kind of throw me off. But listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm still pretty positive. I mean, the Rangers are going to win this one. Obviously, if you couldn't get the drift, that's what we're talking about. The Rangers lost last night, and I don't know. I mean, we'll get into it. I hate what some people are saying, but it's dude.
Some people, as in who? Michael Butka?
No, as in just I feel like the general fan base, even honestly, like some of the players too.
After the game, the comments.
Yes, after the game, like their comments specifically.
Somebody said something about Jacob Trouba. Maybe said something about like the loss, like is going to really bring out their character or something. I don't know if that's what if you heard that one, but I got it. Like
I didn't refer that. Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
he did have the goal last night, so I mean,
he had a sick goal last night too, dude. I was so hyped for that one.
But I have to say, thank God. Didn't end up pulling the trigger on those tickets last night. Obviously, sick to be there, but to like open your wallet, and then have that happen, and then right now being so hungover, like that would suck.
Yeah, it would be so terrible, dude.
The playoff games during the week are beat, honestly. Like sometimes you have to, but it's just the quick turnaround is just the toughest thing. There's just nothing better when you could go all out and then sleep till noon.
Oh my God,
that is what it's all about. But let's get everyone else in the mix. What do we got here?
Yeah, sure. Let's see who's at the top here. Oh wow, look at that, Michael Thiefel, and we are back. He says early and often giving us, dude. Let's go. The best in the business, Danny V, reiterating that.
Let's go, Bernie. Let's
Morning,
go.
fellas.
And let's go, Yankees.
Josh B says, shit.
Let's go.
Who has something to do today? Question mark. LOL. Tough L last night. Damn it, he says. Hashtag TCA. Hashtag Sportsman. Hashtag DTV. Michael Buckton. Oh, go ahead.
Before we get to Butka, because Josh was asking something to do, a very important assignment for me today, Tony. Besides, the golf, that's like the work part of it.
Right.
But the actual real work part of it is the tables, next Ranger game, funding.
Oh, let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah, you go to work, okay?
Yes,
yeah.
Specifically with that in mind, not stopping. I'll save all night if I have to.
Now, how about a bottle of water, please? Okay.
Just a water and coffee, please.
Oh my gosh, Buckta, Knicks are in big trouble. They don't win tonight. Why the early start? Question mark.
Why so pessimistic there, Michael? Like, why isn't it when? Right, Michael?
Yeah,
I know he's not a Knicks fan, but I'm just trying to get him fired up.
It also says to calm your nerves, Rangers, I wouldn't worry about. They're fine.
Again, we'll talk about it in specifics, but it's just one of those things. It's just tough for me to get off of the fact that you should have just taken care of business. You know what I mean? We could dress it up. We could, if you want to use Thousand Islands, Russian dressing, Italian dressing, Tony. I don't care what type of dressing you're using. But at the end of the day, that's it. Okay. So let's not go back to the infamous comment at the Rangers Flyers. Yes, Rangers Flyers game, right?
That we were at?
Yeah.
No.
When you said
it's not over.
Yeah. I'm saying let's not say that, okay?
Coyotes?
no.
It
was the Flyers.
Was it actually the Flyers?
No, the Islanders.
Islanders. That's right.
But it's just like I said, I can't get past that. It almost reminds me of like, when the Yankees lost to the Guardians. And me and Matt were actually saying it was a similar feel last night. 2022. It was game 3 of the ALDS, and Bob Costas calling the walk-off single.
Oh.
And it was just, that's how I felt in that moment. It's the same thing. Like, no matter what you want to say, and Matt said it right away when that happened, that we were fine, we were going to get through it, which we did. But it's just tough for me not to get tight when there's a game that you feel like you should just win, and that's it. And you don't want to hear about, well, this, well, that. Well, you should have just won. And that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really couldn't agree more. I mean, like you said, it should have been taking care of business here. But we'll get more into it when we break down the game. Danny V in the house says, "What up, Prez?" Josh B says, "Bernie," and then Bernie says, "Kev, kick rocks." Whoever, obviously
in the boiler room,
boiler room, the vicinity. Josh B loves the hat. Says it's so beautiful, Barnes.
And honestly, kudos to Josh B. The amount of time that he was able to put this together. I mean, we talk about him being spot on with the clips. How about spot on with the orders? Like, it was literally like we're texting the night before, and then I see him the next day, and it's just there. It's ready. It's all set.
So crazy.
I mean, pretty ridiculous.
Johnny on the spot.
Still haven't found that Scottsdale hat, by the way. Definitely left it in the Uber.
There's that was that hat.
But you're positive, Tony.
I mean, you weren't wearing a hat, dude.
But I was all ready to wear it that morning. I mean, I guess it could be like in my car, like underneath the seat or something. But I've kind of looked and I haven't seen it. And that sucks because that's a good hat.
Yeah, it was a really nice hat.
Who knows the next time I'll be back to Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Kind of tough, honestly.
You can order one online. Not the same.
You probably can't even get it. I mean, I bought
really?
that 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
I'm sure it's out there. We gotta go a little harder, dude.
I would trade the hat for a win last night, but guess can't do that.
Well, you don't have the hat to trade, though.
Well, you said I do because I didn't wear it, right?
I mean, I remember you not wearing a hat, dude. Would you trade that hat for a win?
This hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Josh will just make me another one.
Yeah.
Be here by the end of the
show. All right. And then Michael says he wants to play a round of golf, Southern California, hit the beach. And also he's talking about filling in for you 9 days. You guys talk about something I don't know about?
No, remember when I was saying, because he's saying, oh, I want to come in, do sports board this day. And I said, well, I'm going to be in San Diego, but you could come in, chill with the fellas. And speaking of the golf, I'm glad he mentioned that. And I mentioned to you before the show, completely fixed everything yesterday for the most part. I mean, there's still a couple of things that I feel like I want to improve upon, and we'll see if I can do that today. But it was nice to just post a number. I texted Tony a little more than halfway through, just that I was back, 42 on the front, and birdieing.
Sick.
Number 9 was nice, and 85. I'll take it after not being able to keep score. But like we said yesterday, golf is just tough. And that's just that. But it definitely was a relieving feeling, even though it's almost like what Tony's saying about the Rangers. Like, even though I knew it wasn't over after the performance over the weekend, still it was like you just needed a good feel, and that's what we got. So hopefully the Rangers on Thursday give us that feeling, because I know Tony is earning for it.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a must have win. Like, that's it.
No, because and we're gonna go to this right after, but I think you'd almost somewhat find it funny. I know the situation isn't funny, but I was telling Matt last night after the game was over, I was like, listen, like, obviously, I'm annoyed, but at the same, I'm not bugging, I feel like, at all, just because it's like if they can't win game 6, then that's just beat. Because, you know what I mean? You had opportunities the last 2 games. We've seen the team you are all season. There's no reason you shouldn't win game 6. So
no
I'm going into it as like, there's no way there's any other outcome.
Yeah. I mean, you got to win in Raleigh now. Like, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah. Like, I'm messing around, Tony. Okay.
Nobody's messing around.
There's a new sheriff in town, Michael Butka. Okay. There's no if, Michael. There's no if. Okay. But let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle break. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pastrnak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So once again, you have that feeling after, hearing the end of the hockey intro video that we should be playing the Ranger goal song in the score, which already feels like it was 2 years ago.
It literally does now.
We're not, like Tony just said. And we're staring in the face of a game 6 on Thursday in Raleigh. And you just hate missing an opportunity. This is a game that was a defensive game to start. And, maybe first period, you want to say it seemed like the Hurricanes kind of had the upper hand, but it was scoreless. And then 6.5 minutes into the second, Jacob Trouba with a shorty. And I think up to that point, or still because there wasn't any power play goals. The Rangers have actually outperformed the Hurricanes on their own power play, which is obviously insane. So you felt so good about the Trouba goal. You head to the third period. Literally right before the third period start, Matt was over watching the game. And, we did the old fist pump. One more period to go. Let's go. And then it was just a complete Tony kerfuffle. After that, Jordan Stahl's goal was insane. The backhand, that's what my backhand on Chelsea should look like. That was ridiculous. As tight as it was, that was a ridiculous goal. But
it was.
Because he hadn't scored all postseason.
Literally so quiet. And it was, I guess a great move by him. But, the Rangers, you can't give up a goal like that. That's, pathetic.
Yeah, pathetic. And then, honestly, the topper for me was Kuznetsov. Whatever that was, that celebration. I never want to see that again, Tony. Okay, that was insane, especially Kuznetsov. He's inactive for game 2. He barely scores the whole regular season when they get him, and now all of a sudden he has 4 goals in the postseason. Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. And I think the bird celebration goes back to his days with the Capitals, which is interesting why he did that, because
he's not with the Capitals. And then and they all came. It was 3-minute intervals. The 3 goals in that third period, 3 of them. Stahl, 3 minutes later, Kuznetsov, and then 3 minutes later, Jordan Martinook with his second 3-1. Once you got to that point, then you're like, okay, I guess we're tight. Did have a couple pushes, but then, the risk that you always take with the empty netter. Martin Nikas, I think it was from mid-ice.
Literally, even further than that.
Yeah. Dude. With the empty netter to seal it. And we have a series now, 3-2. Game 6 on Thursday. And like I said, Tony, from the start here, I'm confident that they can win game 6, but hard not to be pissed off that the last 2 games that they didn't win one of those games to just take care of business, and that we won't even be talking about a game 6. And, what's tough too is you feel, okay, yes, when you look at it from afar, you have to win one of 2 games to advance to the next round. But for me, I just feel like it's really, you have to win game 6, because other than that, then your advantage completely goes away. There is no advantage. So I just feel like, you feel good. Okay, we're up, but then you're literally just completely opening opening the door. It's wide open if you don't take care of business game 6. And to win in Carolina, even though you're coming off 2 losses and one tough 1-goal game, the other a game that you kind of controlled and then collapsed in the third period. So, you should be highly motivated and intense. You should be intense and win that game, but it's just not a certainty, as you know. So as you would say, Tony, they've put themselves in a precarious situation, a situation they shouldn't have to be in. And it's just tough as a fan to just take that as it is.
Yeah, it is super tough. And I mean, again, we talked about these goals. You talk about the game as a whole. Even the last game. I mean, I guess the last game. The late penalty, the power play goal, whatever. I mean that's something that you just brush off. But this game is going to be it's tough for me as a fan to kind of brush off because, like you said, it was a third period implosion. You looked at this game and I mean, honestly, the Rangers were still pretty dominant. I mean, that first period is a lot of back and forth, high speed, high octane level of play, which is what you expect. Hurricanes still in a desperation mode. But I mean, again, in terms of the goal scores, I mean, Stahl literally just takes a stroll down Main Street. And I think the only reason why he was able to beat Igor and get around his left pad there is because he was probably just as surprised as I was to see Stahl even in there, like totally untouched. And yeah, I guess good goal on him. But I mean, what is he, fucking 34 years old? This guy comes off the bench like
they were talking about him winning
dude.
some award. I don't was it Offensive Player of the Year when he was a rookie in 2006 with the Penguins?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy should again, I understand, he's that veteran player who's, in the instance where your back is up against the wall, he's the guy you expect to perform. But I mean, a goal like that should not have been given up. It was a 1-0 game to boot. Igor obviously playing a great first two periods. The Rangers even playing a great first two periods. But I mean, it's a 1-goal game. You can't make a mistake like that. That is so bad. And then even the Martin goal. I mean, two bodies right in front of the net, like two Hurricanes right in front of the net, completely unmanned. There's a battle up against the boards behind the net. And the puck just kind of spits out right on the stick of Martinic. Looked, I forget who was in front of him, but another Kane was in front of him, almost screening Igor. And by the time Trouba even gets around there, the shot's off behind Igor, and all of a sudden you just lose a lead just like that within 3 minutes. You give up 2 goals. You lost the lead. And of course, the Kuznetsov goal as well. I mean, you said another veteran player, another old guy. Martinook, too, I think is over 31 years old. Obviously, we know Kuznetsov is as well. And it's just like, can't be giving up goals like that, dude. Just total defensive breakdowns. And then you just let the Hurricanes just dominate that third period. I mean, they have so many chances. And then at that point, I don't know if it was just momentum, if it was Rangers panicking, but you could not control the puck for more than like 30 seconds, it seemed. You couldn't get past the neutral zone. Any pass that got past the neutral zone into your offensive zone, again, like lasted maybe 10 seconds, broken up almost immediately. You're making dumb turnovers, stupid passes over the middle of the ice, intercepted by a Hurricane defenseman or forward or whoever, really. And then at that point, you had such a limited number of chances. I mean, the Rangers almost looked like they did, last year when they weren't shooting, and they didn't. They barely had any shots on goal that third period. I think, I think they took like maybe, I know we started the period on the penalty kill, but I think still like 7 minutes went by before we even got a shot off on net. In the third period, you can't be doing that in a 1-goal game, in a playoff spot, in an elimination game for the Hurricanes, and you're having no offense to start the third period. That's not, you can't do that.
Me and Matt were talking about it. Every possession was broken.
Literally, every single one.
Clean possession. And, I have to say it was the first time I've been very even keel with the Rangers, obviously, because they've been playing so well. But I think it was the first time I was pissed off at them since the middle of that Stadium Series game, honestly. Like, I was literally like, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I don't want to hear it. There's just no excuse for this. So, it's a weird feeling. And, I don't you kind of wish too that Game 6 was tomorrow and not Thursday? Like the extra day, Tony. I know, yes, reset. But it would be nice to just, you know what I mean? You just want to get there.
Yeah, I think for me, maybe, but I think for the team, it's better that they have an extra day off.
I mean, you would think they're going to get their asses handed to them in practice today.
Yeah, I would think so, especially with tomorrow being an off day. I mean, there's no, again, like third period collapse. The Rangers haven't done that ever.
But why couldn't you score either? What do you think that was about?
I'm telling you, I think they were panicky, dude. They were very nervous, it seemed.
But nervous after the tying goal or the Kuznetsov, goal to take the lead?
I don't know. I mean, I want to say it was after the Kuznetsov goal. It's kind of tough because, there wasn't a lot of time in between each goal, honestly.
Right.
And the Hurricanes just came out dominant in that period. So, again, that nervousness was more towards the later part of the period because, again, they were just making dumb passes, having, opportunities that they were even whiffing on too. There was a couple times where, Trocheck or Panarin had opportunities and they blew it, dude, And I think it was it the Kuznetsov goal? The Kuznetsov goal, I think, was the one where Panarin just got beat off the rebound, right? Panarin, I don't know. Panarin was just caught staring at the puck, and Kuznetsov was right.
I still
right
can't
by
believe
him,
that
dude.
celebration. Like, we need to, honestly, I think we need to start a fight with him.
That guy's a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like, he's someone the Rangers have seen with his, his tenure in the Capitals has been forever.
But
so
back then, was there like a particular game or series that he had, like, just a massive game against the Rangers? Or
I mean, there probably was more than one, but it was him and Ovechkin like all the time.
Yeah.
That was the 1A, 1B on the team. So obviously a long-standing relationship between him and the New York Rangers organization. But again, I mean, I don't know, dude. And you bring in Rempe this game, you start him, and he's just, I don't know. He was talking about.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was saying, honestly, I thought he skated well. There was maybe one instance where he made a mistake, but didn't really lead to anything. But it was interesting because I think in between the periods, or maybe they played like a pregame interview, but I guess Laviolette's been telling him to kind of cool it on like trying to be so physical and stuff.
He wanted to fight Tom Wilson.
Yeah,
but
in
honestly,
the Capitals, but
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, like with like Trocheck and stuff, but I just feel like he should be playing basketball, dude. He's not a hockey player. He's too big, honestly. Like, yes, he can lay hits, but he's never gonna like score and like make good plays. He's not. He hasn't done it.
I know. He really. It's been obviously a while since
he's so awkward
scored
on the ice.
He is a very awkward skater, but I will say, I mean, I'm watching some pretty good fourth line shifts with him and VC and Goudreau, and I'm like, I don't know. I think there's potential for him for sure. But I mean, if I'm Laviolette and it's a game like this where you're getting Kuznetsov showing off, you're getting Tony DeAngelo getting really chippy, Sebastian Aho even Seth Jarvis, these guys who are young and small too. I mean, I would send Rempe out there and tell him to like start laying some hits, dude. You gotta answer back.
No. I mean, dude. I guess at this point you might as well do that. But I'm just saying, moving forward, I don't believe in just keeping someone on a roster to start fights. At the end of the day, then you're not good enough. But I'm saying, while you have him now, yes, do that to like get the juices going next game. Like, do that from the jump. That's fine. But overall, I'm just saying, I don't know about him moving forward. Honestly.
I mean, again, time will tell. I'm not saying start fights. I'm just saying, I think you gotta play
what else?
physically.
I mean, what does he have his hand up his ass the whole time?
Well, no, I mean, you gotta at least start laying. Go out in the ice and start to look for hits.
Yeah.
All right. When you literally getting pushed around by Tony DeAngelo, and you're not doing anything about it. Like,
yeah,
you have to assert some type of dominance, because if you don't do that, I mean, it's giving the Hurricanes even more confidence out on the ice. If you start laying hits, I mean, people are going to think twice when you're out there about how hard they're skating and whatnot. And again, like I said, I think there's potential for Rempe to become a better skater, better scorer, a man in front of the net at the very least.
Has anybody that tall been that good though? I mean, that tall, Tony. Is he 6'7"?
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously say it's Zdeno Chara.
Who?
He's a Zdeno Chara. He was back in the day. He was like Bruins captain, defenseman, absolutely diabolical.
Like 20-goal scorer or no?
No. He was definitely more of a true defenseman.
So I feel like, that's my point. Like, I think you can't be that big and be like a playmaker. I don't know. I feel like you're not quick enough.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe Victor Hedman has got to be like 6'5", 6'6".
But Rempe literally looks like I'm trying to think of like what was that show?
Sesame Street.
No. Like very old school. Herman Munster.
The Munsters.
The Munster.
Yeah, Herman Munster.
He literally is Herman Munster.
No, he is out there. He's very awkward looking when he skates. It is a little odd.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just seems like we're forcing it a little bit with him. Like I said, if he wants to just fuck things up, Tony, like, and just literally take guys out, then yeah, I guess. But it's like I feel like that's all he's really doing at the end of the day. He's not. Yes, he's scored a couple of times. He's had a couple of assists here and there, just in general. But I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's better guys we could put out there.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would rather see him than Johnny Brodzinski. I'll tell you. Obviously, Hedl. I don't know if you heard too, but after the game, I think after Game 4. Like, media wasn't allowed to talk to him. He just was in the locker room.
Is he hurt again, you're saying?
Must be, not 100% concussion. That's probably why, obviously, we wasn't because if it's any, I guess if it's any injury, they don't have to talk to the media. But even so, the fact that no one was even able to go up to him or talk to him would tell me that there was some type of concussion issue, like with his head. But I mean, hopefully, time will tell. Hopefully, you never know. I mean, maybe he'll be an extra day rest, be ready for game 6 here. So that would be great if we see Filipino, because again, to add that firepower on like the 4th line would be sick, dude.
Yeah, no, it would be. Boy, though, just tough not to be tight. Right?
It is tough, and again, listening to some of the players in the post game conference interviews and stuff like that. I don't know. It seems that their demeanor is positive, which is great. But I'm hearing people, I'm talking about players specifically, but even people on Twitter, on ESPN Radio, talking about how, oh well, coming into this series, you expected the Hurricanes to be competitive, like you would never have thought you were up 3-0. So like you honestly, like to say Rangers win in 6, you would be honestly happy to say that. Rangers win in 7 is what the predictions were. Which I mean, yeah, that's what the players are talking about. That's what that's what everyone was kind of.
Did I just do that, or
predicting.
did that just happen? Would that have been for my foot?
Oh, dude, yeah, maybe. Actually, what'd you do? Did you kick something?
I mean, like my. It actually kind of looks sick though right now. like it seems like Barnes in the dark, No, and especially Josh B. The stitching on the hat is really going. Like Tony's about to ruin it, get the light back on, but I feel like the stitching right now is really popping.
It is definitely popping.
Which is awesome. But yeah, it's tough that we have to wait a few days to get back out there because you just want to eliminate it. I mean, obviously. You do have, some Yankee games in between now and then. So at least there's that, Tony. I know that's going to make you feel better.
Yeah, dude. But what I was saying, like, I don't know, to have that mentality, though, to be like, oh, like, we expected to win this series in 6. We expected to win this series in 7. I mean, I understand, like, yes, that was your mentality going in because the Hurricanes' great team. But when you go up 3-0, like, that expectation is now heightened. It is now out the window.
And I feel like the game 4 loss, like you were accepting of that. Like
it
was like, okay, like we're right there. We battled. This was just a shit show. And Matt had some comments here about, he's tight, Rangers too slow, he hates the 3-0 lead, would have been 2-1 to go from there. But honestly, I think that the lead has something to do with it. It's on the team to just get the job done. And they didn't. And they should have. And that's that. Like that is that, Tony.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you got there. It just matters. Last night, you should have just taken care of business, and that is on them.
Yeah, I mean, it 100% is. I mean, and especially in that fashion, like you said, it was 3rd period blow up. I mean, what the fuck, dude? That's not. You can't be doing that in the playoffs.
Did you do anything like, I don't know, to like take out your frustrations like in the midst of this last night? Like any just like a food attack or like
I should have, dude.
Or just like I don't know, getting out your like pitching wedge or something. No?
No, we did down the rabbit hole right afterwards. So I mean that was kind of cool.
Okay, so you're a little jacked up like producing that? Or
yeah, definitely pretty fucking angry.
And then the Mets, of course.
Oh.
But we'll talk about it. But yeah. Matt saying, punch the wall. What do you mean? And I'm sure the Avalanche wanted to punch the wall last night, losing 5-1 to the Dallas Stars. So they are on the cusp of elimination now, trailing 3-1.
Crazy.
Unbelievable stuff here. And, it's just one of those things that, like, I guess I thought I knew what I was talking about in terms of, like, believing this Avalanche team. Yes, there were concerns about Gorgie, but I thought the offense would overpower Dallas. But Dallas has been pretty good all season. So I guess in a way, this maybe shouldn't come as much as a surprise as it actually is. And then did you see the news about
the Shushkinin? Yes, dude.
What's the deal there? Like, is he doing drugs? Is that?
Yeah, dude. I think he's had addiction issues in the past. And that's what he was in. He was in like the NHL, like I don't know if it's like the recovery program but he was in like an addiction program. Through
so it's
the NHLPA.
Like CC getting out of the cab in Baltimore.
Literally, yes. Yeah. Except he's now suspended without pay for 6 months.
Well, I don't get that though. So that means like he tested positive for like coke or something.
It must have been some type of, I don't know what,
or some type of prescription.
Yeah,
pill.
it's some type of like heavy drug. It's not weed. It's obviously not like alcohol. It's not just like you fell off the wagon or something. It's like something serious.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he like, I mean, talk about a guy who scored a lot of goals.
And you think that might have like kind of be why they were so flat yesterday?
I mean, yeah. Again, I mean,
28 goals in the regular season.
flat yesterday. How about like flat for this entire series against the Stars? Again, clearly, if this guy's using these things are not right, he's battling with addiction, and he's one of your star players. I mean, yeah, that's going to take it. It's not great at all. It's going to take certainly a toll on the team. I mean, again, not to mention like, you know, these guys, he's been playing with the Avs for quite some time, quite a few years now. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's like this is your friend. Not only, you know, like it's going to affect the locker room, dude.
2013 10th overall pick. Who'd you draft by?
Not the Rangers.
You can get it right or not? There's a parallel here, Tony.
Between drugs and players?
Oh, Dallas drafted him.
Oh. I thought you were saying another team where there's another drug addict or something. I was like, oh, another drug addict.
No. Also, though, Matt says, but flip the page. Game 6 is next, and we got another chance to close it out. Perfectly capable, perfectly equipped. I'm trusting the team is tight and know what's at stake. Yeah. I mean, me too. That's why I told him last night.
Yeah.
Just, if you don't win game 6, you're fucking beat. So you better do it. Because right now, I have to say, like I said, I've been big on the Rangers all year, but I guess you could say I'm angry at them.
Yeah, no, I mean, rightfully so, dude.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
So on to game 6 we go. We got a great coach, great game plan. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And let's do, Tony, 2 games tonight, an abbreviated full-on hockey frenzy.
Oh, wow, dude. Oh, a bittersweet frenzy here today for sure on this beautiful Tuesday.
I thought it wasn't the day after the funeral.
Oh, 7 o'clock, dude. Speaking of getting ready for funerals, dude. 7 p.m. ESPN in Florida. The Panthers looking to close out their series against the Boston Bruins at home. They lead the series 3-1. Amerant Bank Arena here in beautiful Sunrise, Florida. They are minus 220 at home. Over under is 5.5. Seems like Brad Marchand could potentially not be playing this game. We'll have to double check the lineup later in the day here, but he is day to day getting banged up in game 4. Which obviously we know was a loss here. Interesting series. Bruins win game 1, lose 3 consecutive games. Now here it is, elimination time in Florida. What do you think, Brian?
By this time tomorrow, Jim Montgomery will be a free agent coach. I think the Panthers dominate Boston tonight, close out the series the way the Rangers should have last night at home. But I think they're going to win this game 5-2. Matthew Tkachuk, the hat trick. Florida on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, I do have that call. I mean, I don't know. Again, Florida, all the momentum in the world. You know, Brad Marchand getting banged up, not great. Swayman getting pulled the last game or 2 games ago. It doesn't even matter at this point. It's Sam Reinhart. It's Matthew Tkachuk. It's for Connor Verhaeghe. It is Sergei Bobrovsky, who's been killing it so far this postseason. What'd you say? Panthers in the over? The over has been hit every game except for one, which was at TD Garden. So I would gotta echo that one, I guess. Give me Panthers. Give me the over. No hat tricks today. I say a tight one, though. Panthers win this one 4-3 in overtime.
Tony's
the thriller.
Tony's not in the mood for a hat trick today.
No, I'm not in the mood for a hat trick today, dude.
But it kind of was a good joke. I know I'm laughing at my own joke, but it kind of was.
Sam Reinhart, OT winner. Bruins go down.
I mean, you're not happy about the Bruins going down looking?
No, I am.
If that happens, but let's say no overtime. My prediction is right. They kind of get throttled. Is Monty gone tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he is.
Had a lot of talent.
Throttled, gone. Yeah,
series.
dude, not good. Not good at all.
Next game, final game.
Last game, best game. 9:30 p.m. ESPN. The Canucks were up 2-1 on the Edmonton Oilers here.
Were you at the under? Over.
Over. Yeah, over. Over.
Gotcha.
Rogers Place, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The Oilers trying to even up this series at 2 against the Canucks. Edmonton, of course, favorited yet again, -210. Do we see a trend here, though? Over-under is 6.5, which has gone over in the first 3 games of this series. Are the Oilers in trouble?
No, they're not in trouble, okay? So, just punch the Canucks in the mouth, even up this series, best of 3, everything on the line, get it done. Connor McDavid, Tony, 5 assists in this one. Zach Hyman, a hat trick. 5-3, Edmonton, headed back to Vancouver.
Damn it, dude. I want Vancouver to win this game so bad. By the way, Carson Soucy, the defender who cross-checked McDavid in the face, suspended 1 game. So this game he is not playing. So the Canucks, are down a defender, but I think that gives a chance for the young buck, Quinn Hughes, to step up here. Hat trick, Quinn Hughes, the defender.
No hat tricks.
Hat trick. In Alberta, Canada, the Canucks win this game. I'm going to say 5-2. Oilers go down 3-2. 3-1.
And just like that, that is your hockey frenzy. So 2 games on the docket tonight. And then we're only going to have 1 game tomorrow. That'll be the Stars and the Avalanche.
Crazy.
Before we have this series in the Rangers on Thursday. But obviously that's looking ahead. But let's look to the world of Major League Baseball.
It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it, Yep.
And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
Now, before we get to another Met debacle, Tony, one thing we forgot to mention yesterday, the 3 of us back in the saddle. You in first place for fantasy?
Oh, yes, dude.
There we go, huh?
I know, dude. I had a little kerfuffle yesterday, though.
You forgot to put somebody in?
It's just like, it's always like those late day scratches or something that fucking kill me because I'm just not looking at it. But
Or
right now,
looking for it.
I don't know, I'm down 8-3, but it's only, it's been 1 day. So, but still looking at the league right now, I am 12.5 games ahead of you, it seems.
I'm in second?
Yeah, cruise control.
Okay, yeah.
You're in second.
I'm actually looking at my team now, but I was editing the line for today, so I didn't see the standings.
But yeah, it looks like Riley's in third. You're a half game ahead of him. Oh, you're playing Riley this week?
Big. I'm up 9-5, obviously, first day. But I have to say, one league I started out really well. I'm still in third, but kind of like shit the last couple of weeks. But I have 4 fantasy baseball teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in first place, second place, third place. In the one league where I got off to a terrible start, 1 and 4 have won the last 2 weeks to get to 3 and 4. So in a pretty good spot, feeling pretty good. And I feel like maybe because I don't know, it's in one of the Twitter chats, but I feel like we haven't really had too much banter, Tony, besides the 2 of us for fantasy baseball this season.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Riley,
there.
Right? But,
yeah, true, Riley too, but no one really from the company has been really talking about
Josh
it.
B, right? I mean, I haven't heard anything from him.
Nothing, not even Kev Do. But I guess, Kev Do, Kev's in 5th. So,
yeah.
I don't even know what team is
Kev Do?
Oh, I guess it's
Rick's weed guy, right?
No, that's right. He is Rick's weed guy. I can see from the photo. There it is, dude.
But fantasy, honestly, is the best.
It is definitely a lot of fun.
Because it's funny. People complain, you get too much time. Like, it's fun. Come on. Let's not like overcomplicate things. And it's the perfect thing just before bed. You want to look at it for a second, just when you wake up, you know what I mean? Those little periods of time.
Wow, Josh B.
Okay, he's ready.
Took Raleigh down last week, bang, and he says it's so early. Interesting.
It's early, Josh, but at the same time, it's important to take care of business, kind of like the Rangers. Same type of thing. You don't want to let stuff linger. Wait till playoffs are coming around. Then
the shit talk starts.
Sorry, which I could see. which I could see.
Yeah, but you better step it up now.
But
Trashy
speaking
boy.
of playoffs, Tony, if the Mets don't get it together soon, will they be missing the playoffs?
Probably, dude. I mean, you talk about an implosion like they had last night here, losing to the Phillies at home 5-4 in 10 innings. Kind of tough, dude. Really tough, actually. And I mean, you want to take this, let's really dive deep into this game here. Sean Manaea gets the nod here last night, and his final line was honestly pretty solid. 6 innings, which he hasn't gone over 6 innings yet this season, but nonetheless, only 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks, threw 100 pitches, didn't give anybody home runs or anything like that. Nothing crazy. But I will say that it took an entire Met effort to really blow this one. And I think Manaea was really one of the only good things out of here. I guess you still scored 4 runs, against Sanchez, who's a solid starter for the Phillies here, who's obviously have been off to such a hot start. We talked about them, yesterday, previewing this game, one of the top teams in the league right now. And a Phillies team, who, by the way, I feel like normally does not
Start well.
They never start well, I feel, which is pretty crazy.
Going back to Joe.
Literally, so anyway, let's get the recap off right here. Starting off in the second here.
For a second, I thought Michael Buckta was calling in the way you were looking at your Apple Watch.
Oh no, I got my notes down.
Gotcha.
Took some notes about the Mets here. Nothing really happy, dude, here. But looking at this second, starts off here. Obviously, Manaea pitching here. Bryson Stott reaches an infield single to first.
He's been on fire, by the way, because I have him on a couple teams.
He has been on fire. Terrible.
Too,
I know, dude. This was kind of a tough play here. It was a ground ball straight to Alonso, and Manaea never came over to cover first. So,
where was he? Was he?
I think he was literally just looking at the ball, and then realized, I gotta start running, and he's not. I mean, he's a bigger dude, so he's not fast.
It's crazy because we don't think about stuff like that, and obviously that's why they hammer it home in spring training. But the importance of a pitcher fielding his position, a lot more important than you think.
No, really, because so often, again, this is like a routine ground ball,
right?
And now he reaches to first on an infield single because you didn't fucking figure it out. And then after that, Sosa doubles to right. And this was just a total misread by Marte in the outfield.
Should have been a single.
Should have been an out.
Really?
Literally, dude. Like ball gets hit.
Step?
He takes 4 steps forward. And then it's like and then
over his head.
Over his head.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So bad. And that's a stand-up double. So now it's nobody out. Runners on second and third, where it should be 2 outs with nobody on.
Right.
And then, Brendan Marsh, he grounds out to the pitcher, which is great. Manaea does get a strikeout here on Rojas, courtesy of that sinker. Caught him looking, which was a great off-speed pitch. I believe Manaea this season, over 50% of his pitches were his off-speed breaking balls here. But then you get Stubbs, who has literally the most perfect bunt I've seen, which was right off the pitcher in between kind of where Alonso Manaea would be. McNeil ends up running up, grabs the ball, but there's absolutely no play. So he scores, Stott, Sosa's to third. And then after that, you get Merrifield, who flies out to center field. So I guess at the end of the day, Manaea does limit the damage, but still a couple, defensive fucking, I don't know, kerfuffle, sure. Defensive brain farts, dude. You give up a run, which again, that, feeling of, being the shitty feeling is, I guess, short-lived here because we're to the bottom of the second here. Starts off with Alonso with a double. Then JD Martinez, who's been hitting incredibly recently, who I think was maybe 4 for 4, 3 for 4 in this game. I have to check the box score. But JD with, a nice ropes a double to left field, scores Alonso. So you have back-to-back doubles, puts the Mets on the board. It's 1-1 now. Brady gets Beatty here. I thought he tried to bunt it, which was and then just a terrible bunt. Right to the pitcher. But then after that, Sanchez walks Bader. McNeil, who had a terrible game, strikes out swinging here. I don't know what he was looking at, but he was literally swinging at everything outside of the zone. But then Tomas Nido, ropes a single, which scores Martinez, brings Beatty to third here. And after that, Nimmo pops up. But nonetheless, you get 2 runs in the second, making it a 2-run game. Now we're fast forward here to the bottom of the third, where the Mets continue to pile it on here. Again, like it's been a day of doubles for the Mets here. Leadoff double by Marte. Lindor draws a walk after that. So you have runners on first and second, nobody out. Alonso singles to center field. Just like that, you have the bases loaded with nobody out, okay? And then at this point, Sanchez struggling with control. Obviously, a 7-pitch walk to Martinez, who scores, I guess, Marte at that point. So it's a 3-1 game. Bases still loaded, nobody out. Beatty, Bader, McNeil, all strikeout swinging. Back to back to back. Absolutely fucking kidding me. 3-pitch at bats, dude, for all three of them.
Insane.
Like literally, again, like McNeil fucking swinging at everything, dude. Beatty looks at 2 sinkers over the middle of the plate to start off and then swings at a changeup blown away to get the strike. Like, I mean, I don't know what these 3 guys are thinking, but they suck, dude. Like, I don't know. 3 pitches, you strike out. Literally, bases juiced, nobody out. You end up just limiting your runs to just 1, which absolutely sucks, dude. And I wrote this down. You know, Jeff and Beatty, too many strikeouts last night. Absolutely ridiculous. And then we'll fast forward now to another scoring inning where it'll be top of the 7th here, where we have Lopez pitching. And I gotta say right now, Lopez, I have to look at his numbers for sure, but this guy sucks, dude. I've literally been watching him every time, and the outing he has, he's fucking terrible, dude. Again, just so hittable. His changeup is like 86, his fastball is like 94, but it's just so recognizable. I don't know if he tips his pitches or something, but he's very hittable, dude. Again, leadoff hit, single to right by Sosa. Another, again, back-to-back hits. Marsh, another single. Sosa ends up going to third. Marsh ends up stealing second. Mets suck at throwing people out, by the way. Literally, I think one of the worst teams in the league in terms of giving up stolen bases. Rojas grounded at the shortstop. I'm trying to think. Again, I think that was, I guess he did ground out at the shortstop. There was no play. Sosa ends up scoring. Marsh to third. Ottavino comes in. Lopez literally only gets 1 out. Ottavino, ironically enough, does save this inning, limits the damage. Still 3-2 Mets in the lead. And wouldn't you know it, the Mets end up tacking on a run, actually, in the 7th inning. Alonso draws in a walk. Martinez reaches an infield single to third. I think Alec Boehm at third base. I don't know what he was thinking, but this ball was going to be foul. Tries to play it. Hits his glove, like skims his glove. And then because he touched it, it's a fair ball. But he tries to, like, I don't know if maybe he didn't realize. I could imagine him not feeling it graze his glove, but he tries to play it off as in he didn't touch it. So the ball is foul and is like standing around. And people are like, what do you do when you touch the ball? And then he figures it out. But really bad play by him. And then, Philly's bringing Soto to move out Dominguez here. Taylor ends up grounding to a fielder's choice, which Alonso ends up scoring. And then after that, it's a 4-2 game. But when Harrison Bader comes out, strikeout swinging. And then when Jeff McNeil flies out to center field.
Wait, Bader's cooling off?
Literally, dude. He had a great play in the outfield.
He sucks, though.
But
he cannot hit.
It's literally, I want to say his average is probably down to 250 now, which is still good considering, the rest of the league. But I mean, like at the beginning of the season, the first couple months, first 6 weeks, he's batting 318.
Yeah.
So he considerably cooled off, dude. Ottavino goes through the 8th inning pretty clean, 3 up, 3 down, which is great. Joey Wendell comes in at third for Beatty. And I'll tell you why that's really stupid. Because maybe, was it in the 9th? I forget where it was. I'll have to double check. But nonetheless, here, let's go top of the 9th. Diaz comes in. First batter, Bryson Stott. Takes Diaz yard, puts the Phillies within 1. So, again, Diaz gives up 1s. We don't do that. 4-seam fastball, 97. Fastest we've seen it, though, but it does get taken yard. It was kind of blown away, too. Stock just kind of reached over, got the barrel on it, and pulled it. Definitely should not have been a home run, but it was 4-3, just like that. And then when you know it, Diaz struggling with, I guess, some location. Slider kind of hangs to Clemens, singles to center. And then when you know it, struggling with location, a 4-pitch walk to Marsh, okay? And then you're kind of tight, but then, hey, wait a minute. Strikes out Kyle Schwarber on a slider, blown away, looks really good. Stubbs pops out to second, looks really good. Merrifield, a 5-pitch walk, struggling location. Again, inconsistent. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. No. The Merrifield walk. This is bullshit, Brian. All right. And I know I hate, you'd never bring it down to just one play, but I got to show you this, dude, because this is absolutely ridiculous. Because they called this a fucking check swing, dude. And I was what the hell, dude? All right, so here we go. I'll mute this. We'll look at it here. This is gonna be a ball. It was not, I don't think, even anywhere in the zone. But Merrifield here, I guess they call it check swing, but dude, and they'll show the replay. Yeah, they have the other angle. And this guy says, that
guy looks like the biggest nerd. Okay, yeah. That's insane.
Like far and away. And this would have been strike 3, game over.
That's tough.
Like this would have been game over. Instead, it's a walk, dude. It's a fucking walk. And of course, Diaz, I mean, he was visibly upset with himself on the mound. And I think after that call, he kind of lost his cool a little bit. Because then he hits Alec Boehm, hit by pitch. 4-seam fastball, by the way. He was throwing gas, 99, the fastest we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Hits Boehm, though, right in the hand. Brings a runner in, tie game. Harper ends up striking out swinging, but obviously Diaz, damage was done, dude. And then at that point, 9th inning was clean. I guess for the Phillies in the bottom of the 9th, couldn't get anything going, wouldn't you know? 10th inning. Oh, Sean Reed-Foley comes in, and again, I biting my tongue at him because I was just saying how great he's been looking. Him and Reed Garrett have been coming in for some great relief innings.
True colors.
Reed Garrett comes in, lead off, walk to Castellanos, sack, fly RBI, ends up getting out of the inning, but obviously gives up a run. Bottom of the 10th year, Jose Alvarado pitching for the Phillies. Okay, Wendell, oh my God, with the runner on, this is it. Wendell fucking cut him, bro. He's done nothing good. I've been saying this for a while. Sucks in the infield, sucks at the plate, dude. Literally tries to go down this bunt, pops right out to the pitcher on a fucking bunt, dude. Like, what are you good for? If not, you're just a utility guy. You're supposed to be good in the clutch, the pinch hits, whatever. You just bring him in, I think in the 9th. You put him at 3rd. Pops out, dude. A bunt, pop out. All right. You try to, again, bunt the runner from 2nd to 3rd. Smart move. But Wendell just fucking sucks, dude. And then Bader grounds out. McNeil lines out. Like, wouldn't you know?
Kind of ironic if you think about this, Tony. Back-to-back games for the Mets. 2 bunts play a big role in the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
McNeil's bunt, Sunday Night Baseball, literally
Huge.
won the Mets the game.
Yeah.
And then Wendell's bunt.
I will say in this, I've been seeing the Mets bunt a lot. I've even been seeing the Phillies.
I thought the Yankees were supposed to be focusing on bunting.
They really should be, but again, like
no. I'm saying, remember, Hal said that before the season. Next year we're going to do a lot more bunting,
dude. I mean, I do like though. I mean, seeing a lot of teams extra innings, lead off runner with the runner on, bunt the guy to 3rd.
I have to say, though, because you know me, I mean, I'm not really giving the Mets credit if I don't have to. The McNeil bunt was insane just because
it was so sick.
Besides that, it was placed perfectly. I mean, there were 2 strikes. I mean, that's very hard to like get a bunt down without having to worry about striking out with 2 strikes.
Oh, yeah, definitely, dude. So that was great. And again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Mets played, dude, like you at the box score. I mean, they hit really well, dude. Like,
yeah.
Again, we talk about the last few games, you're getting no hit through 7-8 innings. And then you have, Alonso going 2 for 4, JD Martinez 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs.
I think you're gonna get kind of tight though at Matthew Ryan. He's back.
Oh,
and
really?
He's chirping.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Big time.
I mean, Matthew Ryan's a loser, and everybody knows that, dude. Rangers got waxed. Mets suck.
And it seemed like Michael yesterday with the comments was like inferring that he thinks he is Buffer.
Yeah, maybe.
But did you see that though yesterday?
Yeah, I did go Buffer, he said.
Yeah.
Which again, I mean, I guess it could be anything. Who knows with these guys around here? But Matthew Ryan has no leg to stand on. He knows it. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's kind of ridiculous. Both Rangers and Mets lose. Says it's a good day. I bet he even watched a second of any of those games. Probably didn't at all.
Honed in on the Devils playoff series.
It must be right. Yeah. And then their extensive offseason.
He's not Warren. He's not Warren Buffett. He's not Michael Buffer. He's Matthew Ryan.
But obviously, Mets back up out there today. So
I mean, but are you just like with the Mets right now? I mean, is it like hopeless or no?
I mean, it's getting close to it. Again, you're not like it's not like you're 9-28 over here or whatever.
Right.
Like You're hovering around 500. You're playing the best team in the league right now. The good thing about this, I don't think you face Zach Wheeler at all. I think you may have Aaron Nola today though. So you're not versing like the Phillies ace. So there's opportunities for you to definitely still win this series. I think you have 3 games left actually.
Yeah.
So
Alonso
four
trade
games
imminent
set.
or
Oh, it's actually funny there. I forget this kid's name. It was not Drew Gilbert. It was the other guy who came over with the Astros with Verlander, first baseman. They just I think promoted him right
to
now.
AAA.
Yeah.
Is the AAA still in Syracuse?
Yes, dude. I think Matthew Ryan's calling in right now. You want to take his phone?
I mean,
call,
just
dude?
for like Michael Butka, like 90-second type of thing.
Yeah. I'll give him literally 90 seconds. Sounds pretty good here. Let me answer it. Let me stand by, Matthew. I gotta see what you have to say. Just gonna push you through to our audio board here. I can already hear him, dude.
Chirping. He's not Buffer.
All right, stand by. Matthew Ryan, you're live on the sports board right now. You have a small amount of time. What do you have to say?
Matthew.
They got waxed. The Rangers got waxed.
Hey. Come on. You're going to spend your 90 seconds like that?
I mean, honestly, dude, and I wouldn't say they got waxed. Okay?
I mean, they
let's,
did.
Let's take it easy here.
I mean,
I wouldn't call it a waxing.
it was.
It wasn't a
4-1 at
waxing,
home
dude.
is a waxing.
4-1 at home. I mean, obviously,
Outscored 4-0 in the third, Tony. That's waxed. Come on.
I wouldn't say waxed.
It's
Wait,
just,
what are we
I just
defending
wanted to
here?
Tell you, I wanted to tell you, it's really great to see how overrated the Rangers and the Mets are.
The Rangers?
Great.
Well, I mean, let's pump the brakes here. The Mets, if anything,
Everybody thought the Mets sucked ass.
yeah,
going
literally.
into
If
the year.
anything, they're the way that the people talk about the Mets, they're honestly
Josh
kind of
B, live
underrated. To be
comment,
honest,
hang
dude.
up the phone with this Devils.
Hang up the
fan.
phone with the Devils fan. Josh B said it, dude. You better honestly check yourself here, Matthew, because the Rangers are not overrated. They're still the best team
They
here.
will win Game
okay?
6.
They will win Game 6. There's no doubt about it. Okay, they got 2 losses. Obviously, you're playing the Hurricanes, who again, like, let's
Stanley
not
Cup
forget
favorites.
here. Stanley Cup favorites. They've been favored in every game of the playoffs so far. They have not been an underdog ever, dude. They are the favorite team. They are on paper, apparently, according to Vegas, a better team here. So you can't tell me the Rangers are overrated when they're going up 3-0. Yes, they're dropping 2 here, but that's expected. Everything here is expected. If they lose this series, which they will not, then you can maybe make a case for the Rangers being overrated. But still, everybody's rating the Hurricanes better than the Rangers in the series. I don't know what you're talking about here.
They played like last year's Rangers team. They were up 2-0 last year. They lost. I think like the last. They went like.
They lost 3
4-1
out of 4.
last-
They did, yes.
Or 4 out
And
of
I will
5.
say, yes,
Yeah.
maybe they did look like last year's team, but I mean, that's it's the first time ever.
Well,
the
it
first
really,
time.
It was just that third period. I mean, they had a 1-0 lead going in the third period.
They looked like such a strong team.
But
They
got
were better.
waxed in the third
They
period.
did. They got waxed in the third period. The whole
Yes.
game wasn't a waxing. But
With some dressing, Tony.
whatever dressing you want, dude. But nonetheless,
But-
dude. What, Matthew? What? But what?
But it's just.
Josh
you're
B
on
says
home
the 90
ice.
seconds are up.
It's
by the
been
way.
way over 90
Yeah.
seconds, actually. It's crazy
No,
how
I don't
fast
care.
that goes.
I gotta make some points.
Make
You're
a
on
point.
home
Hurry up.
ice. No, hold on. You're on home ice, right? If that was me as a coach, I would say, you're on home ice, play a lot better than you did. But no, they looked like they were like skating through mud. They were half asleep. They were thinking about what they're doing after dinner. After the game.
They were
let's
not
go out
thinking
to
about
dinner,
what they were
get some-
doing. Stop it. Stop. Listen. All right, Matthew. That's it.
Wait,
Thank you for
are
calling
you
in,
robbing
Matthew.
the Yankees? Are
No,
you robbing the Yankees,
we're not talking
Matthew?
Yankees right now. It's gone. Okay. Track wall. See ya, Matthew Ryan. Okay.
Speaking of that, enough. We don't even need to talk about this because obviously
What
it's
about
all.
okay?
No. John Sterling on Saturday had a spot on the Fan. He had a show for like 2 hours. The
Really?
first caller calls in, older guy, rambling for 4 or 5 minutes. Sterling, literally, he's very friendly to everybody. Oh, thank you for the kind. This guy literally goes, and on and on. I mean, I have other calls to take. I mean, he just kept going on. Like, he was all nice. Everything was great. The guy's giving him compliments, and he just flipped
And then,
out.
oh my God, that's so funny.
funny, dude. Was that me?
That was you?
for a rare moment there. But yeah, Matthew Ryan.
Thank you for calling in, Matthew Ryan. But let's take
yeah,
it
yeah.
easy.
It kind
okay,
that's
dude?
it made me think of the Sterling thing because that
Yeah.
was a cutoff. And then Josh says he talks a lot of Rangers for a Devils fan, and he says he pays attention to. But the Yankees, Matthew, the Yankees, who are back in action, 3-game set starting tonight in Minnesota.
Is he a Yankees fan?
Yes. Pitching matchup of Chris Paddock, Tony, versus Carlos Rodon. This is, a Twins team that has played some really good baseball, had a big winning streak recently that was snapped over. They're 24-16. Yankees are 27-15. Specifically, Paddock, good record at 4-1, but a higher ERA at 4.34. Rodon was pretty good last time out, 3-2, 3.56. Yankees minus 135 here. So you're going up against a team right now that's in the playoffs. Obviously long, time in the season to go, but a road series. I mean, the goal always for that has to be let's take 2 out of 3. Something that I fully expect them to do. And if you could do that, then you have a nice, comfy 3-game set with the White Sox this weekend. Before the battle with Seattle starting on Monday. Me and Matthew in attendance. Amelia's already picked out as the pregame meal, Tony. So nice that they're open on Mondays. Kind of weird they're not open on Tuesdays, but they're open on Mondays.
That is kind of odd to pick Tuesday as your off day. Normally it is the Monday.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're just thinking like Tuesday's beat, but then isn't Monday beat? I don't know. Would Tuesday be more beat than Monday?
I don't know. Who goes out to dinner on a Monday though?
Yeah.
Tuesday, 2 for Tuesdays.
But maybe they just think some people are depressed about the work week starting, and then they just want to celebrate.
Maybe in the city it's a little different.
And he says this is a New York Yankees town. So Matthew Ryan finally saying something right for a change.
What is a New York Yankees town though? New Jersey is.
Stop.
That's where he is, right?
I love hockey. Just thinking about how the Rangers got waxed. It's embarrassing to be a Rangers fan, but like we said, I mean, you take care of business. Game 6, Matthew. Clean slate. Florida's a challenge. If that's and what ends up being the match.
To say it's embarrassing to be a Rangers fan is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I do think though. Listen, like I already said, Game 4 was embarrassing. I mean, Game 4 wasn't embarrassing, but last night was embarrassing.
It was.
So
I mean,
what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
You got to win Game 6. That's what you're gonna do about it.
Exactly. So yeah, and I did see for the Mets too, Buteau versus Nola. So it'll be interesting to see if the Mets can bounce back, and we will find that out in an abbreviated baseball frenzy, Tony.
Let's freaking go, dude. Another bittersweet day in Major League Baseball here. But nonetheless,
Fantasy, dude.
It's a beautiful Tuesday here. I know, but I'm even down in fantasy right now.
But you're in first. You're in first, Tony. What more do you want?
I want to be dominating every week, dude, okay? I'm versing, I don't even know who. They have two more starting pitchers. They have 30 innings pitched with other freaking pitchers. I don't even know. They have Aaron Judge on their team, of course, too. They're doing really well. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. All right, let's go, baby. Early and often here, 1:10 p.m. Tony is getting started with his picks here. The Mets, Game 2 of 4 here against the Phillies. And wouldn't you know it, as I said, Aaron Nola on the mound against Jose Buteau. Buteau, certainly someone who you can say was underrated coming into this season so far, has had some great pitching starts here. Kansas City, 6 innings, no earned runs. The Cubs, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Most recently, the Cardinals, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. So a little kerfuffle there. Going to be tough to come in here and pitch against this Phillies lineup that has had some hot bats. But nonetheless, I expect a lot from Jose Buteau. I expect our bats to be hot, which obviously Noah's had a pretty solid season, 3.67 ERA, 4-2 on the year. Has had some trouble with the long ball, though, giving up 7 home runs so far this season. Over under 7.5 here. I'm smelling some dingers, dude. Give me a second as a Met for JD Martinez. His 10th of the season for Pete Alonso. And I guess Marte, another ding or two. I think 3 home runs as a team for the New York Mets. Give me early and often to maybe 4th or 5th inning. Noah out, 5 2/3, his final line there. Mets go on to win this game. It's going to have to be on the over. I say they win 5-3 just on the over. Reed Garrett, 2 innings of flawless relief there. as Buteau give me 5 2/3, maybe 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 4 hits. Mets win that one, feel pretty good. Let's freaking go, Brian.
Let's go. We talked about it. Yankees, Twins, Target Field. The Yankees' outstanding record against Minnesota since 2002. I think it's like a 750 winning percentage, maybe even approaching 800, Tony. So I don't expect any trouble against Chris Paddock tonight. I think Carlos Rodon gives us 6 strong, 2 earned, strikes out 9. Aaron Judge with another home run, unfortunately for Tony with that fantasy matchup. And then Juan Soto also with a big night, 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a home run as well. And the Yankees go on to win this game. We're going to say by the final score of 8-4.
Great 8-4, dude. Oh, wow. All right, looking at me right now, 4:40 p.m., by the way. I think one of my games was rained out yesterday. Yes, that's right. The White Sox game was rained out, so I get an extra pick. Is that how we're going to do that right now? All right, I'll double down with the Nats here against the White Sox. I said it, Trevor Williams, dude. 4-0, 1.96 ERA. Do you know if I picked the over or the under yesterday?
Yesterday, Tony, Nationals in the under.
Hammer it, Nationals under. Let's freaking go. Brian, you're next. Pick,
Next
baby.
game, second game. I am going to go to...
Boston.
No.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Atlanta. Tyone sucks. I don't care about the numbers. Chris Sale has looked very well with the Braves so far this year. So I think Tyone hammered Tony. Sale striking out 10 for the second consecutive start. Braves bats getting going. Austin Riley a little banged up. Hopefully he's okay. Matt Olson, 2 dingers starting to get going. Very weak start to a follow-up season of 50 home runs. Braves, though, bats back on track, winning this game 7-5. So the Braves in the over.
Love that. Great job there. Speaking of Tony's fantasy team, the Cardinals are going to be in Angel Stadium there in Anaheim, California, taking on the Angels. Sonny Gray, dude, of the Cardinals on the dish, getting the start here for St. Louis. 4-2 in the season, 2.29 ERA. After starting the year on the IL, he has been great. Reed Detmers, on the other hand, had not 3-4. Tick below a 5 ERA. That will probably balloon above a 5 after today's game. As you can see, Wilson Contreras getting his 7th home run of the year. Nolan Arenado with 21 RBIs leading the team. Will get 3 more tonight as he goes 3 for 4 with a heavy bat. Mason Wynn's been doing pretty well there too. You expect a lot from him. But nonetheless, give me the Cardinals moving to a victory. I'm going to say it's 5-2. So Cardinals and the under there, Brian.
Cardinals in the under. For me, third game, final game. Give me the Padres over the Rockies. Dylan Cease. An opportunity here for potentially, I know this sounds a little crazy, potentially, and imagine if we go back to this footage, and I'm right about this, a Dylan Cease no-hitter. The Rockies are awful. Did they lose last night to the Padres or what?
They did.
Okay.
No. The Rockies won 5-4.
Even better. 10-0 Padres. Cease, complete game shutout, 14 strikeouts. And we're going to say Fernando Tatis Jr., 2 home runs, 4 for 6 at the dish. Don't care about the Rockies winning streak. They suck.
Absolutely love that. Now my fourth
game.
Final, baby. The suicide pick. What are we going to do? Oh, my gosh. Kind of forgot to make the 4th pick here. Doesn't even matter, though. I'm going to go, I think, to Adrian Savale. You fuck. Oh my gosh, dude. I guess I'll take give me the Orioles in the bounce back. I believe they lost last night against the Blue Jays, actually. And I think we have Kyle Brash on the mound here, who has not gotten a win yet this season. 1.86 ERA. I was gonna say hasn't pitched a ton, huh? But Chris Bassett, you suck. 3-5, 5.06 ERA, over under 8.5. I say it goes over. Offensive explosion. Dalton Vol show a couple dingers. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, all these guys batting really well. Orioles do win this one, though. Bounce back, as I said, in regulation here. They'll win, I say 6-3. So Orioles and the over for my last pick, Brian.
And just like that, that is, you said the over, right?
That's correct.
The abbreviated baseball frenzy. So a lot of baseball to be played tonight. Obviously, no Rangers, so we're hoping for 2 New York wins. Also, speaking of New York in winning, the Knicks with an opportunity to take a 3-2 series lead tonight, Tony. Obviously, very banged up. I don't know, man. You could say Michael was ahead of it. I somewhat was ahead of it. Not really sure they're in the best spot right now. Obviously very, very banged up, injuries all over the place. Gonna be tough. Not gonna lie. What'd you say? I mean, he's banged up. I don't know why that randomly keeps happening. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the Garden, maybe that gives him the adrenaline to pull one out. But if anything, it's going to be close. It's going to be tight, Tony. That is for sure. Also, Domac getting his wish. Celtics 109-102. So up 3-1 there as they will look to close out in Boston in Game 5. We have a tie series at 2. The Thunder, the big comeback, outscoring the Mavs by 8 in the 4th to win 100-96. So, that's a series that looks like it could go 7. Luka with the triple-double, but not enough last night. And then, like I said, tonight, obviously, at the Garden, the Knicks, that game, 8 o'clock on TNT. And it was so funny. Rick and Dave were talking about like stuff that Barkley says that annoys them, how he was calling out Tibbs for like the extra minutes and stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, who takes that guy seriously, what he says? Like, you're really going to get worked up about what Charles Barkley says? Like, it just, to me, it's the best acting job short of Skip Bayless.
What did he say? Barkley.
He was just ripping Thibodeau for like overplaying the players, and they were going by stats. When the Suns went to the finals with Charles Barkley, he was playing more minutes than the Knicks players were. So they were just saying it doesn't make any sense. But like I said, you're gonna really at this point get worked up about what Charles Barkley says.
Yeah, it's
like I said, it is a performance. Like it is. Like I know
he's a joke, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know why they get so wrapped up about that. Knicks 2.5-point favorites, obviously banged up. Pacers playing well, winning the last 2 games. What are you thinking for that one tonight?
Pacers, dude. It really is so tough. I mean, when you think about the Pacers and their road so far, I think they've gotten a little bit, I don't want to use the word lucky, dude, because I guess they have been playing well. They've been playing a really fast-paced game, but they've gotten pretty fortunate with the teams they play. Again, they played Milwaukee right before the Knicks.
They played Milwaukee before the Knicks.
Dame was out. Giannis was out.
Yeah.
And then now here we go. Knicks, all banged up, dude.
Balling though.
Halbert, no, that's what I'm saying. Like they are playing well. That's why I don't want to use the word lucky, but
Carlisle
been fortunate.
They're 2-0 since he complained about the refs.
Which is kind of crazy to like that sucks. Like that's a thing.
Right.
That's a stat. Complain about the refs. Oh, then you went back-to-back games if you complain about the refs. Oh, but then it's like what? Like, what are we doing? Like, are the refs?
What are we
just make up calls? Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah.
How's that work? Regardless, but I will say I didn't think anything's that egregious, honestly, on either end. But nonetheless, I think the Pacers end up winning tonight. Honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Obviously, good luck to all of our fellow Knicks fans out there.
Josh B.
Last game, final segment, Tony. Timberwolves, Nuggets, 2 straight wins after dropping the first 2 games of this series. Edwards looked great despite the losses here. Who's winning Game 5 tonight?
I mean, that's tough, dude. I want to say that this series, I didn't even think the series would be 2-2, honestly, at this point. I thought the Nuggets would be a little more dominant.
And they dropped the first 2 games.
I know, which is kind of crazy. That's tough, dude. Oh, geez, thank you. I mean, in my heart, I say Nuggets win this game.
I'm gonna say Edwards 45. Prison cards on the rise. Game winner at the Horn, 110 to 109. So hitting the over,
Yeah.
and then hitting the Timberwolves plus 4.5.
Kind of crazy that the home team hasn't won a game yet in the series.
Yeah, almost reminds me of the 2019 World Series, which the Nationals won. Road team winner every
That was
game.
crazy.
Garrett Cole,
Strohs.
no longer a member of the organization.
Strasburg, no longer a
member of the Nationals organization. The owner, no longer cheap, making him report to spring training.
Oh,
so crazy that happened, but
it really is.
And it also is crazy, just like that. I mean, another show in the books, Tony.
Can't believe it.
Big show coming up tomorrow. PGA Championship preview.
Let's freaking go,
I can
dude.
see the holla from here. So excited.
Scotty!
So excited about that. The banter, the Josh B, the Matthew Ryan.
You better not fuck with Josh B there, Matthew.
All right.
All right.
Did you get that one or no? I said you better not fuck with Josh B. And like the TCA hat. I mean, come on, Tony. Like you're that tired?
Yeah,
no coffee.
No coffee.
Tired about the Rangers.
5 hours. Tired about the Mets. Just tired in general today. It's fucking 85 million degrees in here right now.
Yeah. At least you got shorts. You got your Birkenstocks. I don't know how you don't sweat in those things. Honestly, I'm almost jealous because my feet right now sweating so bad.
Really?
Yes.
It's not too bad. As long as I'm not like, if I'm sitting here, I'm not sweating. But if I start like running around outside, then yeah.
Yeah.
Right
for me, my hands, like it's like literally like I just ran them through a faucet, Tony. I mean, really ridiculous. Just like the Rangers lost last night. So let's fucking get the job done on Thursday. Let's get the New York wins tonight.
Let's go.
But once again, really would like to thank everybody for tuning in.
Even Matthew Ryan.
To comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page. Tony Michael, Renee, and Jane Costa. The merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go, Yankees.
Let's go, Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.